Francesco is the name of a new documentary streaming on Discovery Plus right now. It's about Pope Francis and takes a look into his work addressing issues like climate change, immigration, and the relationship between the church and the LGBT plus community. Today, I'm talking to the director of the documentary. Now, I have to ask you right off the bat, why did you create this documentary?
I guess the answer is, as every documentarian, I'm a storyteller. And from my previous movies that I did, I told stories about revolutions. I was telling stories about Syrian crisis, migration. So I was bringing innocent voices of the Syrian people. I was bringing spotlight to the Syrian crisis. I was bringing a spotlight to the fight for democracy in Ukraine. So I wanted to create stories of inspiration. I was bringing spotlight on the issues. Here, I wanted to bring a spotlight on so many issues that we as humans created, so many disasters. But I also wanted to give a solution, a hope, spread love, try to unite us. And I found Pope Francis as a fascinating role model and somebody who is trying to do these things. And that's why I decided to make this together with him and allowing his actions speak on its own, making the testament to a power of one person who is trying in these dark days, hard days, to unite us, to spread love, to bring us to build the bridges and not walls, to obeyed by science and not just by the darkness in terms of climate change or pandemic. So that's, I guess, what the reason behind creating this movie.
Yeah, you know, I had a chance to actually watch the documentary, and when Pope Francis speaks, people become really engaged and have these really strong emotional reactions to his words. Do you think that that's because of just who he is as a person, or is it the title of him being the Pope?
I think because he can inspire, because you said he's speaking, but what I saw actions behind his words. Not every leader in this world able to deliver. Pope Francis speaks less, he's doing more. And I think through my movie, I try to bring actions. You can see more actions on his side, and the testaments of the people whose hearts and minds he changed, whom he helped a lot, than him talking on a camera screen. And that's what I think is the right amount of the truth that I'm trying to bring to this world. I wanted to bring his actions, not words, and to show that we as human beings can use these actions to preserve the humanity on this planet, to build the truer bridge and safe bridge into the safe future for us, for humanity, specifically in days of pandemic. And I think that's why people adore him, because he's a man of action, and he is the man of humanity. He's the man of people. He is people's Pope.
Francesco is streaming right now on Discovery Plus, but that's a fairly new streaming platform. What made you release the project over there?
You know what I love about Discovery? Discovery, on its own meaning, it's discover the world. And I think what Discovery brings us, it's discover the world around us. Discover the world, Francesco. And I think that's what people can do on Discovery Plus. Discover the bigger world, the world beyond our cities, beyond our countries, the world that we as humans created, bad world, negative world, with pandemic, with climate disasters, with the wars, with the conflicts, refugee crisis, abuse. And he allowing us not only to see this, but also to learn how we can change this and build the path into the future.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody stay right there because we have more Good Day Live when we get back.